Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're deciding to watch this. I'm recording of a morning, so that's the reason I said good morning. Sometimes I do that, but I know you watch whenever you have time, and I'm thankful for that. We welcome you to Temple Baptist Church for our devotional today. We're going to be in the book of Philippians, chapter 4. I'm going to read verses 3 through 7 and have just a little bit to say about that. We certainly, like I say, we're honored that you're with us today. But we begin in verse 3, and I urge you also, true companions, help these women who labor with me in the gospel, with Clement also and the rest of my fellow workers whose names are in the book of life. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Let your gentleness be known to all men, the Lord is at hand. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And we'll go ahead and put verse 7 in there. I think it'll fit. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Jesus Christ. We live in a fast-paced society. Fast food society. Now, we call it fast food. I don't know about you, but you get in line at McDonald's or whatever, and it sometimes doesn't move real fast, and we don't like waiting on anything. I'm that way. I don't have a whole lot of patience when it comes to the fast food or the grocery store. You know, we're in the grocery store checking out, and I walk down through there and I say, okay, which line do I want to slow down? Because whatever line I get in, that's the one that is going to slow down. But what we need to try to remember, what I need to try to remember, maybe you're not that way, but what we need to try to remember, how many people are there in the world that would give a year's wages just to have access to the grocery stores that we have? We got them big grocery stores and almost on every corner, and so waiting on God to act in a given situation is hard, isn't it? We tend to want his answer now. Again, we live in this fast-paced society. We live in a society that we want it now, the now generation. We tend to want him to answer now instead of using our timetable. We want to use ours, but God demands trust. God demands trust. Waiting with intent. I'll get this out in a minute. Waiting with anticipation, not giving up, seems impossible, doesn't it? Man, how long is this going to take? I come in here, I've ordered a hamburger, and here I am standing here 5 minutes later still waiting on a fast food hamburger. How long is this going to take? Well, like I got anywhere to be? No, not really. So, let's just do that. Let's think about that. Waiting, it just seems impossible. But believers here in Philippia were first century Christians who had heard believable stories of Jesus told by those who witnessed the event. So Paul apparently thought they needed a reminder of God's watchful care. They need a reminder that for most, believing in the Savior had cost them dearly. Back in that time, you believe in Jesus, it cost them some things. Paul called them true yoke fellows, partners, aren't they? Partners. He commanded them the steadfastness and moderation. I think his letter was meant to do more than offer encouragement, and we do need encouragement. I'm encouraging you to be patient, learn some patience. I'm encouraging myself to do that, and I'll just say this: I have a lot more patience today than I had back in the day. Sometimes it gets a little still not there, but they're partners. He's commanded them their steadfastness and moderation. I think his letter was meant to do more than encourage them. He wanted them to find joy in their new faith and strength in God's power. Holding back nothing. Paul implored, tell God your needs again and again. Don't just do it. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your request, more than one, be known unto God. And so tell God your needs again and again. While we wait, yeah, I, I want this, God. I want this. Well, you're going to wait on it, and we will, while we wait, He will fill you with a peace that is beyond all understanding. God is a merciful God. God knows what we need. He knows when we need it. I think I know what I need, and I think I know when I need it, but it's not the same thing. Trust in God. Come and be a part of us here at Temple Baptist Church. We meet on Sunday mornings. Our first worship service is at 8 o'clock. Then we have Sunday school classes at 9. Our second worship service is at 10. And then Sunday night we have 6 o'clock service, and Wednesday night we have 7 o'clock. May you come and be a part of those, and may God bless you is our prayer.